Gosh.
Did you ever think you're going to be a fan?
Well, I actually kind of didn't. I think my sister is actually more of like the fan. So I'm kind of tagging along with her.
And you're not a fan.
But not as much as she is.
Oh, wow.
She's been to Scotland 5 times
Jeez,
already.
okay.
My goodness. Yeah. So, but I think I just really admire how well the show is done and how true it is to the books, and how fine the casting is, and it's just really impressive.
How about yourselves?
I think, in addition to just loving the show and the story, events like this have allowed me to meet such lovely folks that I think I'll be friends with for a long time. So it's not just the show; it's creating a community of people who are passionate about it and can share interests with each other and have lifelong friendships.
I feel like it's taken over my life. I mean, I hated languages, and now I'm, trying to speak Scottish Gaelic fluently. And I never was a fan of anything except long ago the Beatles. And now I just, everything is Scotland, everything is Outlander, everything are the actors, everything is the history. So that's what it's done to me.
Yes. Now, I don't know if you have a special someone in any of your lives, but if you do, or maybe it's a family member, but what do they make of your love of Outlander? And has it changed that relationship in any way? There's a lot of laughter going on, so I'm sensing this may go somewhere, but we'll see. I'm not preempting. So, Martin.
Well, my son thinks I'm nuts, and but I guess he always has. And I have friends in England who are, I introduced them of all things, because in England it wasn't shown as early because the Scottish referendum was coming up, so they couldn't see it. So I had to bootleg it over there. And they became immediate fans. And so anyway, they, in fact, they are the ones who, say, take one for the team, Marta, go to this convention, go to this, all that. So that's how it's changed that relationship.
Yeah. And Valentina?
My family is very tolerant of my passion for for shows like Outlander, and my kids may perhaps roll their eyes if a kissing scene or something is coming out. They're like, here we go again, one of Mom's favorite scenes. So what can I say?
Yeah. I get much the same reaction from my son in particular. My daughter is supportive of the addiction, I guess.
How does it filter into your daily life? Like, you're big fans of this show, so it must affect other aspects, simple things, like maybe even just going to the shops or something like that. You think, oh, maybe I will choose haggis. Or things like that. No, I haven't tried it. They did. What could be the problem here? But how else does it sort of infuse into what you do?
Well, I host a Burns dinner every year, and I what else? And New Year's Eve is Hogmanay, and very, very, and I cook stuff from the show, so that kind of thing.
So as a classics professor, I study and teach ancient Greece and Rome, and I like to see how that has come down through the ages. So naturally, I had to find a Scottish angle. So I was happy to share here the other day some thoughts on 18th century Scottish neoclassical architecture, which is so much fun, and hoping to go back to Scotland and see some more of that myself someday.
I'm just always encouraging friends to read the books, and they look at 900 pages and think I'm nuts. But
it's quite a wedge. It's a wedge of paper.
Yeah.
I remember being presented with it for the first time myself. Thinking, you should read this. Wow, that's a lot of words.
Well, I thought we might switch things up now a little bit with these questions. I think we should keep these three ladies on the stage, and then we can open up to the audience as well. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So I think in this next section, Well, in the spirit of a live podcast, it's all about fans. So we're shining the spotlight on you guys, and we thought we might address some of the frequently asked questions that we get as actors on this show. And so Tim and I have compiled a list of your top most FAQ questions that none of you seem to tire of, or maybe you're just not listening. So this time we're going to turn the tables and get you to answer them. So let's kick off the next segment, which I'd like to call Fan FA Back at Yous.
We were very happy with that, by the way. We thought, that's brilliant.
That's great. We had to go. The title came first.
Oh, it really did. We built everything else around it. I mean, why wouldn't you?
So should we take these in turn?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to kick it off?
Okay. Yeah. So, first question. If you could travel back in time to any period, when would it be?
I'd like to meet Winston Churchill.
Okay.
Mid-years or later years? I'd go mid-years. I definitely wouldn't go late Churchill.
No, I guess mid-years. By mid-years, what do you mean, during the war?
Yeah, I would say it's so technical, just after the war, because later Churchill is just shouting at cats.
I know.
You don't want that, I think, okay, just after the war, just before he loses the election.
Maybe the time that Claire, when Claire was getting off of her assignment as a nurse, that time.
Lovely.
So in my research on 18th century Scottish neoclassical architecture, I studied a particular architect, Robert Adam, and I seem to have developed a bit of a crush on him, so I'm going to have to say the 18th century.
Great.
Nothing comes to mind, really.
Right into that microphone.
Gosh, I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel every time they ask me that question.
I'm not sure what I'd want to give up about current times is the hang-up.
Whatever happens, I'd want the penicillin.
Right.
Yeah. That's basically. I don't really mind where I go, but please, some form of healthcare would be good because it's quite dirty. The earlier you go back.
Well, let's move on to another question then.
Yes, let's do it.
I think I'll skip past that one because we've already.
Yeah.
I'll say what it was anyway. It's what object or thing would you bring from the future into the past? We'll skip past that. We've all heard answers to that. Another question is, have you read all the Outlander books, and what about the Lord John books?
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. Honestly.
What was your favourite scene to watch? Tim gets asked this. How about you ask this question?
I did actually get asked this question. Are you really English? How do you answer a question like that? Yes. What part did you not listen to me? Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm constantly apologising. Of course I'm English.
Well, this is a question that we get is when did you first know you wanted to work as an actor? And were you an actor as a kid? And are your parents happy with that? And would you be happy if your child went into acting? So how about we ask, when did you first know you wanted to be a lawyer, Mara? And were you a lawyer as a kid? And are your parents happy? And would you be happy if your child went into law?
I think my mother wanted me to be a lawyer, so I did it for her. But if I could, I'd be an artist. But
My mother wanted me to be a lawyer, and she's still disappointed that I'm a classics professor, and she reminds me about why I should have been a lawyer about every other week.
Would you be happy, though, if your child were to become a classics professor?
I wouldn't recommend it.
You see? Yeah. Much like when you say you're an actor.
Yeah.
I would be happy if my child did whatever made them happy. If it was acting or whatever.
Nice.
Follow their dream. Life's too short.
Yes, it is.
You're a good mother.
There are a lot of people who've become lawyers for other people, just saying.
Do you want to say one or two more?
I like this one.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing that a fan has sent you? So what's the weirdest thing someone has sent you?
A Jamie Fraser kitchen apron.
That's quite, okay, that, yeah. Because those two things don't really go together, do they?
Yeah.
J.B. Fraser in the kitchen. Oh, I'm just whipping up a pie.
Well, I don't have any fans, so
Or maybe you've received something by mistake. I've had that. You know, you open something and go, this is not. I have not ordered this many phone covers. You know, things like that. Oh, it's for next door.
I have very bad mail people, and yes, I have opened up my mail, and I'm 71 years old, and I open it up, and there's a video game.
What was the game?
I don't know.
I can't think of any strange things, but I always love it when my students send me postcards. I always tell them, if you do end up going to Italy or Greece, please send me a postcard, and it's always so lovely to receive that.
Very nice.
That's nice. That's nice. We receive a lot of nice gifts, don't we? Very grateful for them.
Oh yeah. Strangest one I've ever had was a foot massager.
Wow.
Which was it's nice thing to get. And from a fan, yeah. Because they said when you work such long hours, maybe you'd like this foot massager. Now, obviously, there are some foot massagers that don't necessarily look like foot massagers. So I'm just going to assume it was a foot massager.
Yeah. Massaging something.
Massaging something.
Yeah. Well, I quite like this question because I think people seem to think we're a bunch of like clowns on set, that we're all just having a good time, not really taking things seriously. So, what's the funniest thing you've ever done at work? Do you have any stories of practical jokes you pulled on your work colleagues? And who's the biggest prankster at your place of work?